Well, I am real good at drinking. Like, if I could get a PhD in drinking, I would have already had like four of them by now. I like finding new kinds of ways to drink things. I'm a big fan of the margarita. I'm a big fan of vodka and just about anything. Look, you can give me some rum and put some fruit juices in it, and I'll be like, oh my Lord, that's the best thing I've ever had in my mouth. Until the next thing I have in my mouth, which is even better than that. So I am a big fan of all kinds of things. And one of the things I've been doing during this time off is I've been looking online and finding different great cocktail recipes. There's tons of stuff online. I didn't know you know that, but there you can find so many great cocktail recipes online. So I've been trying different ones out. Like I go to the Piggly Wiggly. They got a really the big one, not the one that's in the mall, but the one that's down the street a piece. And there is they have such a good liquor department. And there's Wilbur Cordell, who used to work in the liquor department, and we know each other well. That's all you need to know. You don't need to ask any more questions than that. But and so he was able to order some special stuff for me, like because I'd be like, "Oh, I need something that I don't normally see you carrying here," because it's not beer. And so he's like, okay, well, I'll get it for you. And then he would bring it in. And so I was able to get all kinds of different things that are you'd only find in fancy liquor stores up north, And so I just kept getting different stuff and trying it. And so for me, and there's nothing better than a breakfast vodka. Something to wake you up in the morning because, coffee is expensive and the acid in it can just rot you. So I don't like it. So I just always think like a breakfast vodka is fantastic to have with you at any time, any time of day. It's like brunch. You can have a breakfast vodka any time of day. And there's all kinds of different things that I like so much. So there's not one that I settle on. Like if somebody hands me a cocktail, I'll be like, I'll try it. Because I'm a giver. I'm a giver. It's called diversity. That's what we should be working toward these days anyway. So this show, and I don't know if I mentioned it. So the one thing about this show that I'm really excited about is this show is a fundraiser for the theater. So 80% of the ticket sales are going to go to the theater to support them. And so, and the rest of the money goes to just basically cover the cost of streaming it and getting it, all the infrastructure that I need to deliver it to the people that are buying the tickets for it. But my whole hope is that this really supports the art centers. And what I hope is, I really hope people take a minute to just find the happy hours that are there. Find great moments that they might otherwise be missing. Like take a breath every morning when your feet hit the floor and go, okay, what's good about my life? What's good about today? What can I do successfully today? Even if it's a little thing, so that when my head hits the pillow at the end of the day, I feel satisfied that I did something good. Who can I connect with? What can I do? What sort of thing can I create? So because I think everybody has their amazing things that they do and who they are. And sometimes you just have to sort of nudge them and encourage them and inspire them a little to remember that about themselves. Because I think people are better than they give themselves credit for. And my hope is that people just start giving themselves some credit. And so that's what I hope people leave my show feeling, like they find their little inner superhero. Now, in the show, I make 4 different cocktails. I always recommend having a cocktail handy. Now, I make them kind of quickly through the show, but so I don't I go through the recipe, I tell you what it is, but my recommendation is that prior to the show, what you can do is you can get, if you go, you can go onto YouTube and you can just type in my name, Dixie Longate, and you'll be able to type in tequila, and then a margarita drink will pop up. So I go through and make a proper margarita. I go through the whole process, what you're going to need, the ingredients, and everything like that, so that you can practice it prior to the show, so that you can come to the show prepared. You can type in my name and some different alcohols, and I'll pop up. So I'm working on all them videos right now, which is it's so hard to do because I have to keep drinking until I get it right. It's hard to be me, but this way, that way you can prepare. So when you come to the show, you're going to be drinking. Because the thing about the show is, it's like an event. So when you buy your ticket, let's say you buy your ticket for Friday at 8:00, that's when the show is. This is not like a video on demand. It's not like something you can pause and come back to later. Oh, I got to make tea. I got to go to the outhouse. No, you can't do it because you won't miss it. Because I wanted it to be just like going to the theater again. Like you buy a ticket for a specific show date and time, that's when you're going to go to the theater. So my recommendation is, just as you would do it at the theater, you're going to go before, you're going to get your drink. You're going to get a little snack, you can unwrap your candy, whatever, and then you can join me for happy hour and at the same time. And so one of the things I'm suggesting to people, because obviously theater is a shared experience. So because a lot of people can't necessarily get together right now, I say, okay, do this. Have a bunch of your friends. I'll get tickets for the same performance. All right. Then come on an hour before on Zoom. Do your own happy hour on Zoom where you're all having drinks, talking and catching up. And then y'all watch the show from your various locations and then get back on Zoom afterward and talk about, the drinks you made, the things you learned, and maybe talk about some of the happy hours that you're going to be looking for now that you've kind of been pushed and inspired a little bit. And then that way you can hold each other accountable. You can hold each other, be like, well, you're looking for that happy hour, that great thing about you. Well, I'm going to be there to support you every stitch of the way. That's what I hope happens. I hope everybody can, even though we're separated, they can all have a collective theatrical experience, because that's part of what is great about theater. I hope you kids had some fun chatting with me today. My name is Dixie Longate, and if you want to see my new show, Dixie's Happy Hour, so simple. Go to dixieshappyhour.com, and then there's a link on there for the tickets. Now, you can see all the information about the show, but the tickets link is always updating. So as new theaters come on, you're going to see the new theaters and when they're selling tickets. So it's all about in the date. So the first theaters that are listed are the ones that are selling right now or have the show actively running, and you can scroll down and find some theater in your local area. If you have friends that you always wanted to go to the theater with, but you didn't even go to the theater with them, you can inspire them and encourage them to see one of the shows at the same day that you are. And that will make you even closer.